What's up, everybody? We are going to look over the hole layouts for your 2020 Argo Winter Classic. As I'm going through all the holes, throwing up information left and right on the screen. At any time, if you need to look at something, maybe I went too fast for you, pause the video, go back, skip ahead, bounce around. That's why I'm making the video. You can also find this full caddy book of pictures on Disc Golf Scene. It has hole by hole laid out, as well as all of the tee assignments, hole, pin, everything. Mike's done a great job, and it's all sitting on Disc Golf Scene for you. If you guys don't want to hear me talk, I was going to do 2 separate videos, but hey, you guys can just mute me. If you prefer some random insight about each hole, then keep the volume on and we will talk about it. All right, hole 1. We are looking at 383 feet, playing a million yards. I was kidding, but it is way up this hill. You're going to need everything in the kitchen sink to get up there to that basket, and I would honestly be shocked if anybody got a 2 on this hole. So keep in the fairway, get your par. It is way up there. At 288 feet, we are on the white tee, and again, it is still playing a long ways up there. You're going to need a full shot. And what makes this difficult is not only is it way uphill, but it's actually sort of a low ceiling with that main tree out in the middle that you have to deal with. So you can't just air one up that hill. And finally, we're going to scoot over to the blue tee at 231. Again, you're still going to be crushing up this hill. If you're in this division playing this tee, go ahead and throw pretty hard. You're going to be okay. Let's move on to hole 2. Hole 2 is a very lefty-friendly, very sidearm friendly style hole. Back here at the red tee, we are looking out through the woods, try to find the basket that is up on this slope. You can kind of see it through there in the tree. All you advanced and open guys will probably be looking to just get up to the corner, pitch up. Hopefully it'll sit on the hill and get your 3 and get out of here. Moving over to the blue tee. At 290, it's almost to that point where it's reachable, but again, it's way up this hill. You're going to get a good look at it once we get up to the basket. I'll turn around and show you just how much of a slope this is. There is a backdoor route that I'm highlighting right there. Use it at your own risk. There is a parking lot up there to go be on. And finally, here we are at the blue tee, looking at 234 feet. Again, another sidearm. Just get it out around these 2 main pines there you see, and out to the right, lefty. Nice easy hyzer for you guys. Most of your drives, as we look back to the tee, are going to land somewhere in this area. If you successfully pull this hole off, you might get lucky and get a little further up the fairway, and you'll have to contend with this upshot. If you get past this last group of trees, it's a pretty straightforward upshot, but again, that is a very steep hill. Be careful on your ups. On to hole 3. For the locals, this is traditionally hole 3 and hole 4 combined. Back here at the red and white tees, it is going to be playing 511 feet as a par 4. I'm going to step up off the tee here, and we're going to take a 90-degree look to the left, and poof, the basket is way down there. Like I said before, if you've been familiar, if you've played this course before, this is normal hole 4's basket. We're just teeing off from hole 3. Note the Mando sign. There is a gap right there, dead center screen, but that's risky. My recommendation is to play it out to this gap where I am going to be standing. Anywhere in here is good. It gives you a nice, good look up to the basket. If you really want to push it, try to get over here to the right where these gentlemen are teeing off from the shorter tee. That will have you play the normal hole 4 if you can land there. And speaking of the shorter tee, coming in at 260 feet, par 3, you're going to go left of this Mando over the road, a hyzer around the main pole that's in the middle of the fairway, and you just want to skip something in there. Be careful. If you go too straight, too far, there is OP behind as well. On to hole 4. Hole 4 is a downhill hole. A little hazard sidewalk road that you got to cross right there. Unless you do something really bad off the tee, you should be okay. heading downhill towards the basket, which is OB left of the basket within feet. Within 5 feet, 3 feet, somewhere around there, you got OB. So you got a choice. Do you want to send it? If you send it, you're either going to birdie it or you're going to probably part because you're going to go OB right by the basket. You don't want to come up short on this hole. You don't want that death putt, or to be honest, you probably don't even want that upshot because it is very difficult to land by the green. And we're going to scoot up one more tee. This is going to bring you up to the blue tee coming in at 190. I think this is going to be the hardest tee because you're so close. It's so easy. You see there how close that OB is next to the basket. Be very careful. That's a hard packed ground and your disc will filter towards that OB. Or I'll take a look from the basket looking back up the tee pad. This is back up the hill. You see how far downhill we are now from the tee pads, and it just wants to funnel straight towards the out of bounds. I left my disc down there is where I landed. I actually hit about 30 feet left of where you're looking, and it slid all the way to there. So that gives you a general idea of how much ground play there is in this hole. Let's move on to hole 5. Hole 5, we got 352 from the long tee through this narrow gap. You got a Mando, stay there right of to avoid going out and over the parking lot, and then there is actually a small little road right before the basket as well. So you got a choice. You're going to go for it, you're going to lay up, get you 3. Jump on up to the white tee here. Same choice, you got your Mando left. You got to go right of that Mando, and you got a choice. Go for it or don't go for it. That choice is up to you. As we go over to hole 6. Hole 6 coming in at 274 from the red tee. Hardest part about this hole is the low ceiling off the tee. Play something low, let it skip up there. It should be a pretty straightforward hole for all of the players that are playing from this tee pad. Let's jump over to the white tee pad. The white is going to be a combo tee pad for white and blue. Again, just a simple hyzer throw. Keep it off that low ceiling. Get your birdie and get on to the next hole. And speaking of the next hole, hole 7's red tee I did not get footage of. It is not out officially yet. It will be, from what I understand, a turf pad. But here is from the white. We are playing a combination of holes for your locals. We're actually going way back to the basket. You can see way off in the distance. Even from the white, this is a 451-foot par 4. It is pretty far up there. Just stay to the left of the Mando and send it. Be careful though, as you get up to the basket, as we're looking back, you will see this drainage ditch off to the side of the basket. This will gobble up any error throws, any upshots, and will slide out to that OB rather easily. Hole 8, I believe, is the longest hole on the course, coming in at 910 feet from the red. You got a double Mando to go through, and you want to get anywhere up there as close as you can to that blue basket as possible. If you can get up there, you're probably still going to have around 5 something left. Main job here is to get through the Mando and progress through the fairways. It's par 5. We jump up to the white. The double Mando is still in play here. But not as much. Again, you're just trying to get anything down there between the blue and the yellow basket. That way you have a look to get out into the open. That's coming in at 832 feet, still a par 5. This is a look back from the blue basket all the way down to the tee pads. Again, you just, where are you looking, Rob? There you go. You want to get anywhere down here you can. The further you get, the more open of an approach shot you can take. And then you can blast one out into this open field. The OB lines are not there yet, but that drainage area that you see to your right there will be marked OB. I believe there will be OB high left. The basket will be out between those 3 mounds. If I am correct, I could be wrong. Don't worry, Mike will, I'm sure, comment on the video if I am wrong, but I believe it's going to be right here in between those 3 mounds. This is a look at the blue tee coming in at a par 3 at 300 feet. And finally, for the front 9, we have hole 9 playing from the top of the world for you red tee fellas. We are way back compared to the normal toss loop. This is coming in at 670 feet, par 4. Pretty good downhill. Grip it and rip it. Stay off the football field. Let's go over to the white tee coming in at 550. Again, don't hit this pole. I've hit this pole. You don't want to hit that pole. That pole makes it a long upshot. Long downhill. Grip it and rip it. Set up for your approach. Let's scoot on down for a different blue tee than you might have played in your normal toss. At 355, I am guesstimating it's roughly in this area based on UDisc. I could, again, be wrong, but hey, I'm just following UDisc. Still pretty good crush for anybody that's going to be on these tees. And finally, here's a look back from the basket. There is the blue tee to the right, the white tee. We're going to zoom in a little bit on. You see how much elevation change there is. And then finally, the red tee is way off in the distance up there. And that is your front 9 for the 2020 Argo Winter Classic. I do apologize if you hear anything in the microphone. I don't know what it is. I'm going to go figure it out. But yeah, stay tuned. I'll get the back 9 up soon.